It's Monday night, 7 o'clock. Welcome to Knightline. My name is Rick Fletcher. Knightline is brought to you by Astral Industries in Lynn, right up north on Route 27. If you need a job or you need some part-time work or you're thinking about changing careers, go up to the folks at Astral Industries in Lynn and talk to them about getting a job. Jerry's not here tonight. He got called away by the NBA, by the way. He is evaluating NBA officials tonight, so you can all give him a hard time when you see him next time, okay, about that NBA officiating. But we do have a co-host filling in for Jerry is sophomore Brooklyn Lee. Brooklyn, how you doing?
I'm doing good tonight, Jerry. How are you?
Jerry, see,
Rick.
you already made a mistake.
See, you got me thinking about Jerry, Rick.
But see, when we make mistakes, though, we've been doing this a long time, Brooklyn.
Just laugh about it.
Yeah, we laugh about it. Why not? I mean, no one's paying us big money here, okay? So we just have some fun with it, and we laugh about it. So I want to put the plug in first before we get started that you are the daughter of Nate Lee. Okay,
yep.
And Ashley Lee,
yeah.
Okay, all right. And Nate is one of our sponsors, Nate Lee Remodel and Restoration. I hope I said that properly.
Yep.
And I'm going to say, folks, he did my kitchen. He did a great job. Go on my wife, Tamara Boycourt Fletcher. Go on her Facebook page, and you can see the before and after pictures because he did a tremendous job. So call Nate if you have any construction needs. All right, Brooklyn, what do we got? What are we going to talk about tonight?
Tonight we're going to talk about girls and boys basketball, some NFL updates for you guys, and we have a special guest tonight, former D1 All-American Ben Whistle.
Well, we're looking forward to Ben, okay?
Yeah.
We've been talking. He's in the green room right now. We're feeding him, okay? Because we, nothing but the best for our guest around here. But he's getting his makeup on because he wants to look as good as he possibly can when he comes on. Because, people watch this.
Yeah.
So, we all want to look our best. But there's something we got to talk about first. What do we got to talk about?
Oh, man, we got to talk about that IU-Ohio State game, Rick.
All right. Let me ask you a question. Do you guys watch football in your family?
Yes.
Okay, so it's on. If there's a game, it's on. All right. I do too. All right, and I've been able to get my wife in, get interested. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm all in on IU. All right. Does anybody in your family yell at the TV during a football game?
Yep, if there's anyone going to be off that couch screaming as soon as the play happens, it's going to be my dad.
Your dad is the screamer, okay? So, and I'll tell you, I'm letting this cat out of the bag, kind of giving the secrets. If my team makes a good play, I'm the one that gets up and dance, okay? So that's kind of, does your dad do that
Get that
too?
little punch in the air like
all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of, yeah.
Just make it, because it just feels good, okay? Mm-hmm. But the Indiana Hoosiers are the Big Ten champions. Now, do you know, probably before your time, do you know the last time they were Big Ten champions? No. 1945. You weren't even a thought back then. Matter of fact, your grandparents probably might not have been born yet at that point. But 1945 is the last time the Hoosiers won the Big Ten championship. Congratulations to them. Now, Brooklyn, do you know any Ohio State fans?
I know a couple.
All right. We got to check on our friends who are Ohio State fans because, they're in sorrow today. And I want a special shout out to Chad Dill. We all know Chad. He's the golden voice of the Northeastern Knights, okay? He's a big Ohio State fan. I'm not going to rub it in because that's not me. That's not how I do it. I know you have a little bit of that in you because you shared that earlier today. But, boy, what a game. It was a great game.
Yeah, it was.
First of all, it was a defensive struggle.
Yeah.
All right? I mean, these are two high-scoring teams right here, and you got a 13-10 score. That was old classic football. Mm-hmm. I love those games, those defensive struggles where there's a lot of defense and, putting the pressure on. Unbelievable. So we found out not only can Indiana play offense and score, but they can play defense too.
Yeah.
Fernando Mendoza, who's going to win the Heisman? Any ideas?
Oh, I wonder. Maybe him. I think.
Well,
I think he's a pretty good chance.
I tell you what, if he doesn't win the Heisman, there's got to be a recount. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Because he put on an awesome show. He's been great all year. Plus, his attitude. He's a team player. He's probably getting paid a lot of money. In these days of NIL, these guys get paid. And I bet you he's got a nice little sum of money that he's getting paid. But that's the system they work in. Unbelievable performance by him. Key to the game.
Yeah, I got to tell you, man, that throw to Charlie Becker at the end, that was a beautiful throw, amazing catch. That was just crazy.
All right, let's examine that because
Yeah.
it wasn't just a good throw at the end of the game. All right, Kirk Cignetti, we all know Kurt, right?
Yeah.
He's got to be the coach of the year. If he's not, I want another recount. Okay, but Kurt Cignetti, I saw him interviewed, and it was at the end of the game, 2.5 minutes left in the ball game. It's like 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. They're trying to, they got to get a first down. It's going to go a long way to winning the ball game. And Cignetti said on an interview, he said, at that point, we're trying to win the ball game. We're playing to win, not playing not to lose. That's a huge difference. Different mental attitude right there. All right, instead of a little 4-yard out, and hopefully they get 6 yards for the first down. He threw it up there. Charlie Becker caught that ball. Tremendous play. Took a lot of guts by these guys to do that. They weren't able to run the total clock out, but they got it done. And Indiana, they are the champions of the Big Ten. Congratulations to them. And that was after, I don't know if you saw the play, that this guy Curry, Caden Curry, who's an Indiana native, put a hit. Very first play of the game, Mendoza went down, and by golly, nobody thought he was going to get up because he was down. I would only imagine it probably hurt the rest of the game with that hit he put on him. But he only missed one play, came back in and played great. IU's number one.
Yeah.
All
and
right?
like you said, that kind of mental toughness, you can't teach that. That comes from drive. And I think that coach demonstrates that really well. So.
Yeah, awesome. So congratulations to IU. All right. What do we update? We got to do something. All right, we do this. Jerry and I do this all the time. We got to talk about what about the Colts, Brooklyn? Oh my goodness, the Colts. What's going on with them?
I mean, our quarterback's out, dude.
Yeah. And did you see the play that he went down? I mean, it wasn't a contact play.
It wasn't even
Yeah. It's just his Achilles heel.
I still cringed at it.
It does. You can almost see his Achilles snapping. Okay, I mean it can be pretty gruesome there. The Colts at the beginning, after the first probably half dozen ball games, we thought the Colts were the best team in the league.
They're doing really well.
They really started fast. Daniel Jones was he was a quarterback that everybody wanted to be when he was played with the Giants. Now they hit a rough spot, and now the quarterback is out. They had to go with a rookie from Notre Dame, Riley Leonard. And I heard he's got a knee injury. Oh, my goodness gracious. So Daniel Jones is out. Right now the Colts are in the hunt for a playoff, but because Houston won last night, now they're in the playoffs if they ended today, and the Colts are going to have to find something. I don't know what it's going to be. But you kind of feel bad because really this Colts team started out hot, and now all of a sudden it's going to I'm going to guess it's probably going to be a struggle for them the rest of the year after they lost their quarterback. Bengals, we got a lot of Bengals fans around here. I know we do. They're done. I got to say, I will say this. What a difference Joe Burrow makes, though, right? I mean, he's just a tremendous quarterback. His issue is injuries, all right? Football players get hurt, and he's been hurt a lot. And that's really what's killed the Bengals this year. They had held out hope if they won out that they'd get they could possibly win that division, but tough way to lose that ball game in the snow.
Yeah.
Now, I'm from the Northeast. I love these snow games. All right, they are in my element. I love those snow games, and that's what they were doing in Buffalo. And in Buffalo, they get those lake effect snows where it comes down a lot. But I think Brooklyn, we got to say the Bengals are done. Especially that game, they had it. They had that game. Joe Burrow threw a couple of interceptions, tough interceptions, at the back-to-back, and that was the game right there. And they couldn't come back. But I guess wait till next year. Boy, a lot of losses for the area teams this week. How about the Bears?
Yeah.
How did they do? Did they win or lose, or do you know?
They lost to the Packers.
They
this
lost to
week,
the
too.
Packers. Yeah, they lost, and they had a chance at the end to tie it. And
It wasn't all these teams though. It wasn't like big losses either.
No,
They were
no.
like,
No, except the Colts lost big. Colts lost
yeah,
big. But that was after they lost their quarterback, okay? The Bears, they started out, Packers had a pretty good lead.
Yeah.
But then the Bears caught up. They tied the game. Packers went ahead, and the Bears were driving. They were deep in Packer territory. Again, it's cold weather. You're in Green Bay. It's probably 10 degrees. Now,
Yeah.
have you stood outside at 10 degrees and just sat out there? It's cold.
no, I'm in a hurry. I'm like, get me in the heat now.
It's cold, okay? And these guys are hitting each other and playing football, and they're doing that. But Bears had a chance to go in and at least tie the ball game at the end. Caleb Williams threw the pick.
Yep.
So, that did the Bears in. Now, the Bears, we think they're probably in pretty good shape, all
Yeah.
right? They're going to
Yeah,
be
they
they're going to be in good shape for the playoffs. They've kind of outperformed, I think, what people thought. Caleb Williams having a decent year.
Yep.
So, you think that they're still going to be not a lock at this point, but hopefully get in the playoffs, and that'll be good for them, to get in the playoffs. Well, of course,
Got a question for you, Rick.
Rick, go ahead.
How are your Patriots doing?
Well, let me tell you how my Patriots are doing. Miss Lee, they didn't play yesterday. All right, they were on the bye. They finally got a bye. However, they are tied for the number 1 seed. All right. Next week they play the Buffalo Bills at home. They win that game, they will win the AFC East.
Looking pretty good for them.
Well, we'll see. I'm kind of, it's been a surprise season.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody thought this was going to happen. I would have been happy just to make progress, maybe a 500 season, but they're 11-2. Drake May, I don't know if you've watched any Patriot games. No, you haven't watched any. Well, you're going to have to, okay?
All right, I'll take your word for it.
Drake May's been a great quarterback. It's been unbelievable. But, they're going to play Buffalo. They win that game. They win the AFC East. And then who knows where it goes from there. Buffalo's going to be a tough opponent. They always are. But anyways, so Patriots. So that's our NFL update.
Yeah.
Colts, don't know what's going to happen with them. Bears probably looking good. Bengals are done. And hopefully my Patriots will win a Super Bowl. But I'm not looking that far ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
After all that, dark and gloomy, everybody's team's losing. I think we have an important, exciting announcement, don't we, Rick?
Well, yes, we do. We have our first wrestling live stream coming this Wednesday night. I think that starts at 6:30, so Jerry and Dwayne White will be on the call for that one. It'll be here. Come to the gym and watch wrestling. Wrestling's a lot of fun. Have you ever been to a wrestling meet?
My brother wrestled when he was little, but
He did?
not since then. Yeah.
Well, he ought to get back into it.
My mom said no.
Oh, sure. Come on, Mom. It'd be a good sport for him.
Yeah.
Sure. I know Braden plays football, right?
Football and track. Yep.
Okay. Wrestling would be a great sport for him.
Yeah.
All right. I will put the plug in. If your mom, I guess your mom is watching.
Maybe.
I guess your dad's probably watching, or they'll watch it eventually. Have them let them wrestle, because that's a great sport.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyways, we'll have our first wrestling live stream this Wednesday night, and that's going to go on the air right around 6:20 or so. All the action starts at 6:30, and we're going to look forward to it. So, about wrestling, you know, the IHSAA is, you know, has girls wrestling. They have their
Yeah.
own tournaments,
Yep.
you know, sectionals, regionals, right up into state. Have you ever thought about wrestling?
No.
Now you're not in a winter sport right now, are you?
I go on runs
Huh?
till track. I'll be running till
Yeah,
track.
but you're not in an official winter sport, right? Are you?
No.
Yeah, you're not. Okay. Have you haven't thought about wrestling? I would encourage you maybe, and we're going to talk to Ben, who's a wrestler. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me, but I would encourage you maybe next year, Brooklyn, you can maybe go out for the wrestling team. I'm sure there's a spot for you.
I'll think about it.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this segment. How you doing, Brooklyn?
I'm doing great.
You did great. You're doing great. You're a lot of fun. You got a great personality, and so kind of offset me. All right, that's what we want. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we're going to talk to Ben Whistle and learn all about his life, interesting life that he's had, and he was a former All-American wrestler at Purdue, and so we're going to talk to him and get his insights to what it takes to get there. All right, we'll take a break. This is Knightline, and we are live.
At Kate's Family Eye Care, we value a family-friendly atmosphere, offering high-quality eye exams. Our expert staff utilizes the latest techniques in eye care. We have a large selection of affordable glasses that are unique to our area. We are proud supporters of the Northeastern Knights and wish all the teams the best of luck.
Go Knights!
When the professional's vehicle gets sick, they go to All Around Auto Repair and Sales, located in Fountain City. Their SAE certified technicians work on foreign, domestic, and those fun diesels. Work van not feeling good? Or maybe the family car? And don't forget about the Weekend Warrior. Go to All Around Auto, 408 US 27 Fountain City. It's good medicine for your car.
Looking for some good local barbecue? Well, look no further because Ann and the Pigs has arrived. We got tips, ribs, chicken, and our fan favorite, pulled pork sundae. You hungry yet? Well, check out our website at annandthepigs.com to find out where our truck is located next. And if you miss our truck, don't worry, you can cater with us year-round by using our website as well. Ann and the Pigs, bringing tasty where it's needed.
Do you have a big event coming up soon? Dejo Photos has you covered. Check us out on Facebook. We are professional photographers who strive to capture all of your special moments, such as family portraits, senior photos, live action sports, graduations, and so much more. If you don't think photos are important, wait until they are all you have left. Contact us via email at info@dejophotos.com or call us at 765-277-0047. Dejo Photos, capturing memories one photo at a time.
From our trucks to their lunch trays, to your local hospital, to your favorite pub, and to your kitchen table. For more than 60 years, Dot Foods and Dot Transportation have been stocking the shelves of your hometown. Sure, we've grown a lot, but at our core, we're still small-town, family-run businesses that care about our communities and the people who keep us running. Join the Dot family today and be part of something bigger.
Being aligned with the Better Homes and Gardens brand brings with it a unique approach to identifying, marketing, and servicing distinctive homes. We know that your experience while buying and selling your home is as important as the homes being bought and sold. That's why our affiliated agents are passionate about personalizing every part of your real estate experience to ensure that every moment is distinctive.
In this market, finding a home you love and actually closing the deal is a cause for celebration. And it all starts with a competitive edge from First Financial Bank. We'll get you pre-qualified fast so you can get your offer in first. We even offer programs with low down payment options and reduced closing costs. Plus, our friendly local team is always here to help. A bank that's ready to help you find a home and a reason to celebrate, however you choose to. That's First.
Welcome back to Knightline Live, brought to you by Astro Industries in Lynn. Well, Brooklyn, that was a engaging first segment here. You did great for your first time. I bet we'll take a poll at the end, see how people thought you did. Our next guest is exciting to me. This man he's a Richmond High School graduate. He's got a daughter that's a freshman here at Northeastern High School. He's a wrestling coach at Richmond High School. He also works at Richmond High School, but he does have Northeastern ties. Former Division I All-American, that's big time, okay, in wrestling. I'd like to introduce Ben Whistle. Ben, how you doing?
I'm doing well. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. So Ben, first of all, let's get to your sister is Ann Whistle.
Yeah.
So my guess is it was pretty competitive as you were growing up, because we've had Ann on before, and she's very competitive in volleyball.
Yeah. No, you would think like kids growing up, it's maybe an older brother or something.
Yeah.
There was a stint of a long stint of childhood growing up. It was like trying to outgrow Ann Shadow, because she was a stellar athlete for the area.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and now she's a volleyball coach here, led them to a sectional title, and hopefully things beyond.
Yeah, I wish them all the best of luck.
Absolutely.
She's got a lot of experience as a coach for sure.
All right, Brooklyn, why don't you start us off here? We got a couple questions we want to ask Ben, and just see where it goes.
Right. First of all, how did you get started? Like, when did you decide, like, oh, wrestling's for me? Like, I like this.
The family that I come from, it was kind of just an all sports type family. Our father, there's 5 of us kids. I'm the youngest. Our father was a professional baseball player for like 12 years. He got drafted by the Phillies organization, and back then it was just A-ball, AA, AAA teams in minor leagues. So my older siblings, my older brothers, there's 3 boys in a row, and then my sister, then I. So they kind of grew up traveling around with mom and dad in the minor league baseball system, and that's what was providing the family livelihood. So they had quite a different life than I did growing up, and just in those formative years, I guess, and that would be like why I think others didn't wrestle. We had a weird scenario where when we finally settled and our father got a Richmond location job, he left baseball and all that stuff and had been established there at UPS. That's what he did when he left ball. And at that point in time, there was, they became familiar with the area. They had been here years, start connecting with people that are high school friends, where you get to circle back to, and all the people that were living in the community. And there was probably a larger population then, maybe a little bit different outlook on the job front, things like that. So a lot of people around, and a lot of family-oriented situations then that I was thankful for growing up, looking back when you're in your like early 40s, things like that. But that's kind of how it really got started, because my family was not like familiar with wrestling at all.
Okay.
And there's funny stories about it with my dad, like trying to learn the sport, but he was a diehard Bobby Knight fan, and he'd be with his radio headset.
Because the seasons are the same,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
The seasons are the same.
So my family friend, there were kids of the same age as our tribe, let's say, and their youngest was, well, not youngest, but youngest boy was just, his name was Josh, and Josh was, I knew him since I was in kindergarten, but he was tough as nails. And that family would come over and visit sometimes. Well, Josh, my brothers, they were competitive. It was like entertainment. Kept throwing dice, who's gonna win, Ben or Josh? Well, Josh always pounded me, so he made the situation tough. And
what did the walls look like at your parents' house?
Yeah.
That's what I
this
think.
This is all structured wrestling, okay?
Yeah.
I'm learning that, hey, maybe this is something I want to pick up. This
You're-
doesn't feel good.
You're just
beat up
getting
on
toughened
like
up,
this.
is
Right.
what it was.
So yeah, those turned into boxing matches, wrestling matches, whatever. And it took off from there. That was the Josh's father, who's passed now, but was my first wrestling coach.
Okay.
And and I really owe the intro to the sport to that family.
And what grade?
And my
did you-
mother agreed, hey, okay, he's a pretty, hyper kid, and
Yeah.
seems physically able to handle it. Let's do this.
What grade did you start out in?
So my first experience with a wrestling tournament, I think I was 6.
Oh, you're really young. Okay.
But it was an intro to it, and then I didn't do it for quite a bit.
Okay.
So I was exposed to it there in the real structure of what a local youth wrestling tournament looks like.
Right.
And then I was like, I don't know if I like that. But I would say 7th grade, I wrestled for Randolph Southern.
Okay.
Because I was allowed to. Richmond didn't offer that sport in middle school.
All right.
And I always did sports all the way through the year. It was football to eventually became wrestling, and then baseball all the way through high school. So
you were like every normal kid played sports.
Just very active and never really focused in on one. Just enjoyed moving from season to season.
Mm-hmm.
And got used to being active year round. I think that was a beneficial thing to me later on when we get to the Purdue portion, I'm sure, that mattered. I was really used to being active year round. And I think for young kids, just the physical abilities and connective tissue you built up over the time of doing that, depending on the rigor, can be, if you're picking to play something later on at like Big Ten status intensity, it matters to be able to hold together, So I attribute my childhood to that part. But so back to the wrestling part, it was off with them. I got a little intro. It was cool, but wasn't invested in.
Right.
And then
you were only 6, by the way.
Right.
Okay.
Didn't know. Didn't know what it had turned into, but then probably 7th grade, I wrestled for Northeastern. 8th grade, Richmond got a middle school program, switched back, wrestled for them, and then eventually, as people probably know, went and wrestled for Richmond in high school for 4 more years, and then got an opportunity. So,
how long, what age would you say did your name start getting out there when you started getting offers and you're like, oh, this could be a real opportunity?
Locally, it would have been my sophomore year, because that was the first year I placed in the state tournament. I was at 152 pounds, and so that was kind of a breakthrough, I would say, moment, like monkey off the back, so to speak, as far as pressures there, where I had personally set out to do that, but I hadn't voiced that was my goal. I just, it was quite an achievement for me, because there was a turning point at a specific match my sophomore year when I truly understood, no matter what sport it is, like winning is, you only learn how to truly win. Like there's an art to that.
Yeah.
And there was a situation I'm not going to talk about, but mentally it all switched right then.
Well, talk about your high school years a little bit. You had a lot of success in high school, like you placed as
Yeah.
a sophomore. Take us through a little bit of, because eventually you were on the podium as the champion. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was my senior year. There was a huge upset. It was, and I used this as a coach because there's flukes that happen. I was winning like 5-0 with 26 seconds left in
Right.
the quarterfinals. I was expecting to win the state title my junior year.
Okay.
And something happened there where I was always used to being extremely aggressive the whole time. That was just the wrestling style I had adopted. And that's what, got me to that point. And you continue to do what gets you to that point. Well, I was wrestling a really, savvy wrestler, had great technical experience, and had placed multiple times before that in the state. And everything, it was Murphy's Law. Everything that could have happened in that 26 seconds did. And I lost at the buzzer 6-5.
Oh my goodness gracious!
And it was the only moment that wrestling's brought actually a lot of feelings that I don't know if I ever could have gotten and know what that feels like.
Right.
It was surreal, like everything stopped. Because everything's a whirlwind for 20 seconds. You're dominating a match, and then you stand up, and it's like, I didn't even know if I lost until the hand got raised.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I mean, I'm fighting out of a situation that I didn't know the ref was swiping like that. So
Yeah.
I didn't know, and then it hit me, and it was like, wow, that's a gut punch of all gut punches.
But you recovered from that.
I did. And,
did you learn anything from that?
And it matters, the things you hear from your family. I appreciate the fact that they've been there for some guidance and prior experience with their self, where it's like, hey, it really matters. I know you're devastated, but at this point, nobody cares.
Yeah.
So win the rest of the matches you have. And that's what I set out to do. And did, but there's principal matters like that carry more weight because they transfer to life. I think probably
Right.
for kids that
Right.
you're hoping for them to get those
Yeah.
principal matters down.
Yeah, there is a life side of sports that
Right.
you want kids to learn.
Because let's face it, in the end of the day, if you're going to go compete in the Big Ten, you're 1% of people. If you go and you actually get to compete, there's tons of levels once you get there.
Right.
There's people there, and then there's a bunch of layers of how this stacks up. You have people you see for a year, then they're gone. There's people's bodies need to hold up, things like that. There's a ton of stuff to this, to having even a 4-year college career where you're active.
Right.
And the starter.
Well,
So
okay, so let's go for it. So as a senior, you were state champion.
right.
All right, so you recovered nicely from that. It was a devastating loss, I would assume.
Yeah, it was. I went the weight class the kid wrestled the next year just to get a chance to wrestle him again.
Okay, but
And we did wrestle the same weight. He just didn't. He ended up on the other side of the bracket.
Okay.
And the guy beat in the finals beat him up pretty good.
Yeah.
So
it's got to be a lot.
I unfortunately didn't get the chance to.
Well, you know what? But life goes on, right?
It does.
And you got so
There's
talk
another lesson.
about the you were being recruited. I'm assuming.
It was still. I had a weird recruiting story. A lot of things now are super organized and known and set in the cards prior, because you have a situation now where people just they sport specialize.
Right.
You don't see multi-sport athletes.
No, not
not ones that make a decision or really put an attempt to go to D1 level.
Right.
Or a major Big Ten school.
Right.
and compete in that conference, it's not just that, it's that the Big Ten competes at that intensity level every
Right.
week.
So you ended up going to Purdue.
Yep, went to Purdue.
All right, talk about your career at Purdue and your successes and,
Yeah, so talked about some of the family history stuff. I've talked about being active year-round. I think that was the beginnings of having some success at Purdue. I was just very used to the grind of structure year-round and trying to compete at the highest level you can. And I would say that's the main thing. If anybody out there as a kid,
yeah,
that's the primary goal for me being on here would be message delivery to kids.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
cut through what anyone's telling you and like somebody that's done it, what that actually looks like. I can look back and until post-collegiately, I can tell you that there was no practice that I was in from the time I was 5, if I was exposed to a practice, that no matter how I felt, I didn't go 100%. And I never missed practices. Even like, I'm not proud of some of these, but if you're going to do something, you just go all out at it.
Right.
And if that's the only way you've ever known, and you've never gone to the well of, I don't feel good today, I need to maybe make an excuse why I don't do this. Well, your opponent doesn't care, or your eventual opponent doesn't care.
right.
And when you finally grasp that, I think that's when you see kids reach their full potential.
Well,
It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
This could be math, this could be sports, this could be music. It doesn't matter. When you see a kid that goes after something like that, no one has to ask about this kid. Everyone knows because no other kids match them.
Yeah, a lot of commitment because you had success at Purdue.
This is what you call when a college coach says they have the intangibles. That's what the coach is talking
Yeah.
about. The person hates the thought of losing so bad, no one has to tell them anything.
Yeah. Well, I Tom Brady was a championship quarterback for years. I'm a Patriot fan,
Yeah.
and he had that same thing. He says he was absolutely, if you're not willing to die to beat me, I'm going to beat you every time. Now, could be extreme, okay?
Yeah.
But it's
Well,
it's
that
a
world,
mental attitude.
that world, it is, and that world of like 1% that gets knocked down to half, and then like 0.1%.
Yeah.
All those people that you're trying to either win a spot from or beat as the opposition, they all live that way. So if you don't, just get another job. Pursue another career. That's what I'm saying about willingness. And when it's levels of even a Big Ten team, it's for sure levels based on that.
All right, Ben. So you had some success at Purdue.
Yeah.
All right. Just give us a minute or two of All-American honors and that type of thing.
So as someone would guess, I did all these sports. I didn't have the exposure nationally at all in wrestling. My coaches were awesome in high school, got me to, I think, the best point I could be with the situation we had to work with, all that stuff. Moving into a scenario where you're limited. Like, I remember teammates making fun of me. They're like, Whistle's never even heard of Fargo. It's a major high school tournament, you know. Actually, the Kroll girl from here,
Yeah.
she's done exceptionally well there.
Yeah.
I think maybe won it or whatever, placed very
Yeah,
high.
yeah, she did.
So prestigious high school events, been going on forever. There were 2 opportunities when I was in high school ranks, and that would have been the international side of wrestling, which would be freestyle and Greco-Roman, and that's what would be in the Olympic type.
Right.
And then you have scholastic style, which,
Which
of
we
course,
do
Northeastern
around
offers
here.
and
Yeah.
sponsors that.
Yeah.
So go check them out and things like that. Richmond, any local wrestling events, I would love to. We need spectators for sure. So,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, that situation there, I think there's a number of things I can mention. That, and then of course, in a short time, it's like my feeling was, well, the coaches gave me a lot. At first, it wasn't a full ride. You know, it was better than half, but I'm still, there's investment there. And I had something to prove. You know, these guys didn't make a mistake. I'll make sure they, you know, there's.
So you had some extra incentive.
I'll make sure that I produce fruit, you know?
Yeah.
So for them. And they gave me that opportunity. I really connected with the head coach. He was a master class guy, technician in the sport. I just soaked it up like a sponge, and I think that would be the reason for that quick of a turnaround. I got injured my freshman year. I had blown my ankle out, you know, and that luckily I was redshirting that year.
Okay.
I was trying to hit a technique and my foot got stuck in the mat and it just folded under. So
ouch.
I came back, got some matches my redshirt year that were critical for me to get to compete at that level. The rigor of practice and the physicality of it was never an issue in transition right away. It was all the details and feel of beating that next level of people. And the thing that made me realize it when I got to go compete right away as a freshman, the guy I beat in the finals, it was a close match. And maybe I didn't feel the greatest in that run, but still close match. And there was a guy from Michigan that he was wrestling. And I'm like, oh, this is good. This guy's a high-ranked guy. I'll get to see, you know, a comparable that I know. Well, he got obliterated, the guy that I wrestled in the high school state finals.
Okay.
This guy was much older and established at a Big Ten team. Michigan, they have a great wrestling team, things like that. So this guy just gets pounded, and I'm like, oh, head in the hand. I'm
Right.
like,
Uh-oh.
Wiss, you got a lot of work to do yet. We're not even close. So just moments like that trigger a situation and fear in me that I need to get back home and work on things immediately. And it was just always that mentality. I wish I carried that with me now. I've lost a lot of that.
I bet you still
Tons and tons of it.
I bet
It kicks into gear once in a while, but I look back now and I'm like, I swear, I don't know how. There's some of the things I look back on and I'm like, a goat would puke trying to match that. I don't know. That I guess is good to look back on because my body would fall apart and I would walk around like the Tin Man for a week.
Well, you're older now, right?
Yeah.
You can't put yourself. You're not
For
21
sure.
anyway.
At least I'm not delusional about that part. When you feel it that bad, but
Well, Ben, listen, we could stay here for an hour, okay? Because I got a ton of questions that I would love to get to, but we kind of come to the end of our time.
yeah. It's been
Appreciate
fun.
you coming. I'd like to have you back if you don't mind. Maybe we can set that up again and maybe talk about your post career, which is very interesting.
The
by way.
continued story
Continued
into the
story.
coaching side of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but appreciate you coming.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Good luck. We'll probably see you down the road at a wrestling meet because we tend to live stream the sectional regional. So they're typically at Centerville and Richmond.
Yep,
So we'll see you over there.
no doubt.
All right, we're going to take a break here. Thanks to Ben Whistle for joining us tonight. You're watching Knightline, and we are live.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Harmon sheds are custom built to your specifications and needs. But wait, there's more! Harmon sheds build privacy fences, decks for your pool, beautifully designed decks for all around your home, and detached pavilions. Let Joe and the crew do all the work, so all you need to do is relax.
We're dedicated to great results just for you. Johnson Chiropractic.
So I recommend Dr. Johnson all the time over the years. Many people have come to Dr. Johnson for my recommendations. And if people live 50 miles away and they tell us they have this problem and they're going to have an operation, we say, no, go see our chiropractor, Dr. Johnson.
We're dedicated to great results just for you. Johnson Chiropractic.
This is Rick Fletcher. When my car needs repair, I take it to 715 Simharjan Parkway in Richmond, home of Knuckle Busters. With their ASE certified technicians, why would you go anyplace else? They repair domestic and imports, air conditioners to Z-bars. Knuckle Busters Auto Repair. Call 765-488-1470 and tell them to go Knights!
L&S Lumber Hardware and Supplies in Greensfork. Walk into what a hardware store should be. Filled with Valspar paint, Red Ryder wagons, generators, old Milwaukee power tools, and DeWalt power tools. Animal feed, lawn and garden supplies. Make sure you ask about our pole barn packages. L&S Lumber, Hardware and Supplies in Greensfork.
We would love to invite you to Life Spring Students, our youth group at Life Spring Church that is just south of Northeastern on 27. We meet from 7 to 8:30 on most Thursdays, but the doors open at 6:30. You can grab some pizza or a snack from our cafe and then hang out with your friends until 7 p.m. At 7, our student band leads us in some worship through music, and we have a lesson from God's Word, the Bible. We then split into small groups based on grade and gender to apply what we have learned and pray with one another. Find out more at lifespring.tv/students.
All right, welcome back to Knightline. Brooklyn, I can still feel the intensity. Ben's he was a very intense athlete. He's probably an intense coach. We didn't get to everything that we wanted to, but just so you know, Ben finally earned his full ride scholarship as a sophomore, and he was All-American his junior and senior years. So great accomplishments, but you can tell the whole purpose of that was just the amount of commitment, amount of work it takes, and you can tell, how serious Ben is with that kind of thing. All right, where are we going next here? We got to talk about boys basketball.
Yeah, let's talk about that Centerville game.
All right, well, what do you think?
Oh, my.
We all know it was a blowout, okay? Yeah. Brent Ross has had so many winning seasons here. I saw a stat. Somebody told me a stat. I don't know how accurate it was, but Northeastern had beaten up to that game. Northeastern had beaten Centerville in basketball 27 out of the last 30 games. Okay?
I think that's pretty good.
That's domination.
Yeah.
All right? Now, I was at this game. All right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you were at this game. But I was there, and what I saw, now, we love our Centerville friends, right?
Yeah.
Okay? We all have friends in Centerville. We know them over there. And I have good relationships with their coaches that I know and that type of thing. But when it comes to athletics, right, friendship, you want to beat the snot out of them.
Once you step on the court or on the field, friendship is over.
Yeah, and you want to do whatever you can. And what I thought I saw, and this could be totally off base, but what I saw was all those years of frustration were poured out in one game that night. And, Centerville is good, all right? Yeah. They are good. They have potential to go a long way. And so all that came, maybe some of that football the last couple of years, the close games, they lost close games, but all that was poured into the court that night, and Centerville just, they right from the opening tip to the end of the game, they were in control. what more can you say?
Yeah.
You know, there's really nothing you can say.
Sometimes that's the way it goes.
Yeah, nobody's crying
No.
for nobody's crying for Northeastern. Okay, we've had a lot of winning seasons, and let's face it, Brooklyn, we're still young in the season.
Yeah.
So they have opportunity. The season's not over. So really looking forward to seeing how Coach Ross gets his team together and, see how they can rally the troops. On Saturday night, they went to South Adams and, nice little bounce back there. Have you ever been to South Adams, by the way?
Yes, I have.
So you've seen their gym?
Yeah.
I love that gym. That little kind of bowl-shaped gym. That is one of the best gyms that I've seen for a small school. I think their school's actually smaller than Northeastern.
Yeah.
But that gym is great.
Yeah.
And so the Knights traveled up to South Adams on Saturday night, excuse me. I didn't go because I was watching the IU game, all right? And I tend to try to go to the away games. And they came back, and they won that night.
Yeah.
Good for them. Marshall Phillips hit a few threes. The Knights actually got up by over 20.
Yeah, they ended up winning by 9, I think.
Yeah, and I think it was 9 points. South Adams made a comeback. So what you're hoping for this boys team is for Northeastern is you just get better with every game.
Yeah.
All right. Honestly, Brent plays 11 players, I think.
Yeah, they have a deep bench.
Yeah, deep. They go all the way, and I think, and I'm not sure about this. I don't have any inside information, but you probably don't know from night to night who the starters are going to be. At least in the beginning of the season.
And that's just how it goes with that kind of team. I mean, we have talent, and we're all pretty they're all pretty even talent-wise. It's just who's going to perform tonight, who's going to give their all.
Yeah,
so.
That's great analysis, by the way. See why you're on this show here. You give that excellent analysis right there. So the Knights went up. They beat South Adams, so they're 2-1 on the season. Yep. Licking their wounds from that Centerville. They're going to play Centerville in the Wayne County tournament first game. So you get an opportunity, right?
Yeah.
You got to look at it. You got to have that Ben Whistle mentality.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Good chance that they might play him again in the sectional, but that's down the road. But right now, they got to concentrate on what's ahead of them. Eastern Hancock on Friday night. They'll go to Eastern Hancock. That'll be a good test for Northeastern.
Yep.
Eastern Hancocks, we play them every year in basketball. They're going to be our conference buddies starting next year. So that'll be interesting to see. And another team, the week after that, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but they'll play Shenandoah, another school that will be our conference buddy next year, as Northeastern transitions to the new, what is that, Eastern Crossroads Conference. Is that what it is?
I don't know the name yet.
You don't know. Okay. Something like that.
I know there's a new conference, and I know we're going to have some good competition, though. So
yeah,
look forward to that.
Yeah, with Delta, Lapel, and those guys right there.
Centerville's moving with us too.
Yeah, Centerville. What are your as now you're a sophomore here, and what are your thoughts on that new conference? I'm curious if you have any.
I think it's interesting. I think it's a good opportunity to have new competition and to see how far we can go in it. So.
All right. We'll find out next year.
Yeah.
You got 2 years of watching that.
I do.
All right. All right. We're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll talk about girls basketball. You're watching Knightline, and we are live.
Martin's Country Mart, US 27 Fountain City. Swing in and grab a coffee or a frazzle. Maybe a fountain drink at Martin's Country Mart. We also have all your favorite snacks, bottled drinks, and of course, sweet bakery items. Plenty of accessories for dinner. And don't forget the grill menu, covering lunch, dinner, and of course, the kids' favorite, pizza. Martin's Country Mart, Fountain City.
When it comes to your home, You don't just want the job done, you want it done right. At Nate Lee Remodel and Restoration, we believe your space deserves craftsmanship you can trust at a price that makes sense.
From remodeling and restoration to custom trim work, interior painting, interior and exterior doors, or even that deck you've always wanted, every project is handled with care, attention to detail, and a personal touch. Call Nate Lee Remodel and Restoration, where quality meets character.
Holistic financial services and professional advice to help you manage and preserve your assets. Welcome to Private Wealth Management at Old National. Here, we provide financial planning and investment strategies from Old National Wealth Advisors and premier banking services from Old National Private Banking to help you plan for and tackle your broader financial needs. It's time to explore Private Wealth Management at Old National. Learn more at oldnational.com/private.
Your school helps shape the person you become, opening your mind to new ideas and belonging to a community. Whether it's earning an advanced degree, joining the FFA, pushing your health and wellness, playing in the band, or playing on the field. It's a safe place where everyone knows your name, and a kid can be a kid. The halls of today filled with the leaders of tomorrow. Northeastern.
You've had a hard day at work, and all you want to do is sit in your lounge chair in the nice cool air? Then it hits! The AC's not working. The living room feels like the Sahara Desert. Call Reynolds Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. In just a short time, it'll be nice and cool. And then all you'll need is a sign that says, "No penguins allowed." Call 765-966-0994. Reynolds Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Proud sponsors of the...
All right, welcome back to Knightline Live here. My name is Rick Fletcher, and my guest host tonight is Brooklyn Lee. Brooklyn, how you doing so far?
I'm doing great.
You sound like you're a pro. Have you been studying this stuff?
You'll never know.
All right, we got to talk about girls basketball here. So they had a couple games last week.
Yeah.
They're 5-2, finding their way a little bit, kind of as all teams do early in the year.
Beginning of the season, each game we learn a little bit more of how they play together, and I think they do too, honestly.
All right, so last week, let's talk about the Jay County game. It came in, Jay County's traditionally been pretty good in basketball.
Yeah.
They were a little down last year. They had a couple really good players this year. Looks like they're bouncing back a little bit. But the Knights it was a close game most of the way, but fourth quarter, actually the Knights took control of that game, and they won by, I think, 8 points. So that's a good win for the Knights.
It was a good game, too.
Good game. So if any of you watched our live stream, we have players of the game, right? And you all know that during the coach's comment and the player of the game, we lost our audio. I don't know why. I'm not a tech guy. Hopefully we got that figured out. But I was able to get our players of the game were Fiona Breitenbach and Macy Oler. I was able to get them on camera. So let's go ahead and let's go to those interviews with Macy and Fiona. Here with Macy Oler. She was your Subway Player of the Game against Jay County, along with Fiona Breitenbach. All right, Macy, tight ball game against Jay County, but fourth quarter we seemed to pick it up. Talk about the fourth quarter and how that kind of put us in control of that ball game.
We were down like most of the game. It was really close. If either team was winning, it was only by a few points. And the fourth quarter, we really had some big baskets when we needed them, and that really helped, give us that extra little bit more of lead than we had the rest of the game, and it really,
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that, because you lined up for a three there in the corner, big spot in the ball game for your team. Take us through that transition. I know it happens all quickly, and you didn't probably have much time to think about it. But take us through your thought process on that three in the corner.
Well, we were either down a little bit or it was tied, but it was just, I was very relieved when it went in, because it was it was big, but yeah.
it's always good to see it fall, right?
Yeah.
When you put up that three, especially it was a big spot too in the ball game.
Yeah.
So you think that'll give you confidence moving forward? I mean, you're only a sophomore, but you're seeing a lot of floor time in the varsity game. Think that'll give you confidence?
Yeah, I think it will. Yeah,
Yep.
it should.
And that's what you want for your whole team, I'm supposing, to see that confidence as
Yeah.
as a team.
Definitely.
All right, what are your thoughts? Tonight we play Centerville, a rival game. What are your thoughts on that ball game?
It's gonna be fun. We just need to come in with the same energy that we had most of our game against Jane County and intensity like we usually do, and it should be a fun game.
All right, that's Macy Oler. She was your Subway player of the game. All right, this is Fiona Breitenbach. She was your Subway player of the game for Jay County. Fiona, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. All right, so I'd like to talk about your transition from 8th grade to varsity. You're a starting point guard. That's a very important position. Talk about that transition and how you think you're adapting.
8th grade to high school is a pretty big jump. High school's a little more intense. It's a faster game, but we did play some pretty good teams over the summer, which I think got me prepared for the season and helped me to get those nerves out. But it is a pretty big jump, but I'm like learning as I go, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity as well.
Yeah, you feeling like your confidence is getting better as each game?
Yes, very much so.
You get some help from the upperclassmen,
Yeah.
as far as transition into varsity.
Yeah, they're very encouraging, very helpful, and I'm glad to have them all as my teammates.
All right, so in this Jay County game, it was close throughout, back and forth. All of a sudden, we took control in the fourth quarter. So talk about that fourth quarter and how we were able to get that game under control.
Yeah, it was pretty back and forth for a while. Again, if any team was up, it was just by a little bit, but eventually we, a lot of good things happened back to back, which really helped us to pull that lead and get the win in the fourth.
Well, we just talked to Macy. She hit a big three-pointer out there that would really put you right in control of that ball game. So, all right. Well, good luck going forward. Hopefully, we'll see you as player of the game. You got a lot of opportunities. All right. It's Fiona Breitenbach. She was your Subway player of the game. Macy and Fiona. Now, let's talk about Fiona a little bit. Good talent.
Yeah.
All right. She's only a freshman, and you saw in that video the transition from 8th grade to varsity, not playing JV, but going to the varsity squad. It's a big jump, Brooklyn, right there, and but seems like she's getting more confident.
Definitely.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on?
I think transition from 8th grade to even JV is a big gap because you can be playing people like from any range of age. So I think she's handling that really well. I like seeing her grow in her confidence. I think she's going to do amazing things.
Yeah, and you can tell she's getting more confident as you watch the games. She's definitely playing point guard too. I mean, that's not just a throwaway position.
Yeah.
That, you're the floor general out there. A lot of responsibility for Fiona, and you can tell that she's getting better and more confident. So Macy's part of that, what I call the threesome. Macy Oler, Sammy Kircher, and Kendall Patterson.
Yeah.
They're all sophomores. They all come in off the bench and provide minutes. Really, they do a good job. When they come in. Again, you mentioned that confidence. What kind of role does confidence play as an athlete, especially a young one like Macy's only a sophomore.
Yeah, I mean, any sport really, but I feel like basketball it's really important to have confidence because that can easily be taken away within seconds. That's just how the game goes. And if you're not confident, I mean, it's easy to tell if you're not confident on the court. So it's really important to not only how you perform, but working as a team. Everybody needs to be able to work together.
Yeah. Jaden Hildebrand, she's a junior, starting to get some time in there. Hopefully she continues to grow. There's another young lady. She's only a freshman, Brielle Moody.
Yeah.
she plays JV, but she's getting some spot duty on the varsity squad. A lot of raw talent there.
Yeah.
A lot of enthusiasm.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
she loves basketball.
yeah,
Like,
tell
you can
me
tell.
tell me about Brielle, and what kind of contribution can she make, not just at JV but varsity?
Yeah, I mean, throughout her middle school career, she was a big part of that team. Always like so aggressive. Like, you can tell she just loves the sport. And so for the JV, I think she's like helping them out a lot, and excellent player, really, like you said, raw talent. And I think as she moves up throughout varsity, I think she's going to have a big role, honestly.
And she's not coming in just in garbage
Yeah.
time. I mean, Cody's putting her out there for a couple minutes in key spots in the games. So that can only help her as she goes along. All right. Next Friday night, we're running long here, but we're going to continue. See, I told you we're going to run long. We always run long. The girls went to Centerville, won that game relatively easy, all right, as far as the final score was concerned. Centerville looks like they've improved a little bit. But the Knights still won. Brooklyn Adams, we had a chance to talk to Brooklyn Adams after the game. So, Aiden, let's go ahead and go watch that video right there. Okay, we're here at Centerville High School. The Knights just defeat the Bulldogs to go 5-2 in the season. I'm here with Brooklyn Adams, a senior. Brooklyn, so 5-2 on the season. We keep rolling tonight. What are your thoughts on this game?
I think we played really well as a team, and we did what we wanted to. Not as much as we wanted to.
Yeah.
There's obviously going to be some mistakes on the road, but we cleaned it up, and we got what we wanted, so win's a win.
So you guys, you've got some new pieces this year. Do you think you're finally starting to gel and put it together out there as a team?
So I think we have good team history from summer ball and everything.
Yeah.
But since we have already 4 of us are knowing each other.
Right.
Fiona's the only really new one that we had to get used to in the bench, kind of. But I feel like we still have good team chemistry, and we all get along pretty well.
Well, I had an opportunity at the end there for some of the JV players to get out there and play. It's always good to do that. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, they did fantastic. They had great steals. Defense, offense just traveled. It was amazing for them.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
That's been Brooklyn Adams here from Centerville. All right, that was Brooklyn Adams. She had a good ball game up at Centerville. Addie Kircher was a high scorer that game. I think she scored 29 points. Addie's chasing a record here. We all know it.
She's climbing.
She's climbing too. Good luck to her. I hope she gets it. So, for the week ahead, the girls don't have a game this week. Next week they'll have games. Check the schedule. You can at Northeast GoKnightsAthletics.com. You can get all the schedules. Get out to a ball game. I think that's going to do it tonight, Brooklyn. I got to ask you, did you have fun?
I did.
Will you come back if we ask nicely?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
You're all right. You did a great job. We appreciate it. So that's going to wrap it up for tonight. For Brooklyn Lee, our executive producer is Aiden Crane. My name is Rick Fletcher, and you've been watching Knightline Live.